Hi everyone, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com and I'm here with my Friday inspirational vlog. I have a piping hot cup of green matcha tea that I am going to be enjoying while we make the little teeny tiny cutest chapstick holders ever. And I have two different styles that I'm going to show you how to make. One has the key fob on it and you can attach that directly to your keys, and the other has the swivel fob. So this is great if you want to attach it to a bag or to like your belt loop or a backpack or what have you. So they're both constructed in basically the same way, and I'll just let you know how to install the hardware when we get to that point. And they hold a standard size tube of chapstick just perfectly. So I think these make great gifts for guys and girls and really people of all ages. So I hope that you agree and will give this project a little try. So this is a great way to use up those little bits of leather or cork that you have left over from your bigger bag making endeavors. So you're going to start with a long strip of faux leather or cork, something that's non-fraying, which measures 1.5 inches wide by 7.5 inches long. And then you're going to need a little teeny tiny piece that's 1/2 inch by 2.5 inches. And then you will either need a 1-inch swivel fob, something that is a 1 inch right here. That's what I am referring to, a 1-inch opening there, or a 1-inch key fob and ring set. And I get my hardware from Sally Tomato. I have a link if you would like to save on your purchase. I'll put that down in the notes for you. And this is what the key fob attachment looks like. You'll either need a press or some pliers if you would like to use this attachment, which is why I'm also going to show you how to use the swivel fob just in case you don't have a press or the pliers. So here are the two options, and like I said, they both come together in the same way. So to begin, you are going to need to notch out this little part here at the top, and the easiest way to do that is going to be to position your 1.5 inch by 7.5 inch piece of faux leather on your cutting mat. Measure down 1.25 inches on both sides, okay, and then measure up from the bottom 4.5 inches. Okay, so from the bottom you're marking 4.5 inches on both sides, and from the top you're marking 1.25 inch down from the top. So put your two little marks there on each side, and then you're going to measure in 1/4 inch and put a little dot right in the center between, so you'll have 3 dots on each side, one at the top, one at the bottom, and one that is 1/4 inch in. And then you're going to use very sharp scissors and cut into that dot, and then turn and cut into that dot. What I'd like to suggest you do is create a pattern first. I made my pattern directly out of the faux leather, so it's really going to hold up. And then for each new fob that I cut out, I just have to lay my template right on top of it, and then I can just go snip, snip. So if you feel more comfortable first creating your pattern from paper, do that, but then go ahead and get yourself one of the leather patterns just to make life easy for you. So it takes, you know, just a little bit of patience to get that initial pattern, but then once you have it, you're all set. So I am going to make a swivel fob one with you today, and I will give you the instructions if you would prefer to use the key fob attachment there. So the very first thing that we need to do is take this little trim piece, which that's what you see here at the top, and the purpose of this just really is to enforce the top of that pocket. But that is going to go down towards the longer portion of this, right? Where this longer portion and then the shorter portion being delineated by that notch. So at the longer end, just go ahead and center this little trim piece for your pocket right on the front of that, and then you're going to run 2 rows of stitching across that, one towards the top and one towards the bottom. So it's aligned right at the edge and centered on there. And that's what that looks like there, and that's what it looks like on the back. Okay, so now the next step is to thread on the key fob if you will be using a key fob. If you're going to use this attachment, all you have to do is fold that top edge over, okay? So if you would like to press on the key fob after the project is complete, just go ahead and fold over that top portion of the material, and later after it's complete you will be able to position that hardware and press it in place. So if you're going with this hardware, you are going to now stitch around the perimeter of the top. All right, if you're going with the swivel fob, you're going to need to thread that on there before you stitch, because that's how you're going to hold this fob in place. If you do have the cam press, I think a rivet would be darling as well on the top, but I wanted to keep this so almost anybody could make it regardless of the tools that you have. So this is what we're going to go with. So I have this aligned, and now I'm going to top stitch that key fob in place, and I'm using a very, very narrow, like scant as possible, and you can see that on here, just very, very narrow seam allowance. And that holds the fob in place on the top there. So this is what the project looks like so far. If you did not install the fob there, you would just have a nice flush top piece. in which this hardware would slide right on there, and you could use your press to clamp it down, just as I have done here. I did put the back of the hardware towards the back of the holder, and then this is ready to be attached right on my key ring. So now the next step is to fold this little bottom pocket up a bit, and you want to come up high enough so that the chapstick stays put inside of the pocket. So for mine, I came up about 1 3/4 from the bottom there. So I folded it, and then the top lip was about 1 3/4 from the bottom. I think you could probably go as high as 2 if you wanted. The best thing to do is to tuck your little chapstick in there and see how it looks. So for me, I'm going to stick with the 1 3/4, and that's what that looks like when I fold it up. Then I want to take my little wings on my trim piece and tuck those in between so that it's nice on the sides. And so I'm just tucking them in between that back layer and that front layer. And then I'm going to put this up on the machine and try and align with that initial top stitching. And I'm going to back stitch at the trim piece and back stitch at the bottom of that right hand side. And again, a super skinny seam allowance. It's just right on the edge there. Now I need to do the same thing on the opposite side. For me, I think it's easier to start at the bottom. And that's truly all there is to it. And you have this darling, finally finished little chapstick holder. Let's test it out and make sure it functions. And I like to just put my finger in there and pop that out. And it's absolutely perfect. So at this point, you would attach your hardware to the top if you were going with this version. Okay, so fun. I love these. I really, really do love these. And with this one, you could even add some little charms and things to it and personalize it a little more because you have the ring. So I hope you enjoyed that project. If you haven't had a chance yet, check out the tutorial I published on Tuesday for this darling Santa gift basket. I actually have plans to style this gift basket out, so I had hoped to do that with you today, but at the time of recording this, I had not yet made it out to the store. I'm pretty sure it's either going to be gourmet coffee or a spa basket, so I'm pretty excited about that. So you can expect to see this wonderful basket built out sometime between now and Christmas to give you some ideas of how to use that. In the meantime, you can check out the tutorial and get sewing your gift baskets. I also have a PDF for you that has ideas for gift baskets if you just need some ideas of what you might put in a gift basket. And you can find that on the Sewspire group Facebook page. So I'll put the link to the group Facebook page down in the notes, and then if you want to hop over there, you can grab your copy of that PDF. I want to give you a little sneak peek at the inspiration for our upcoming Tuesday sewing project, which is going to continue with this handmade holiday giving theme. I'm sure all of you are familiar with LL Bean, and the catalog came the other day and they had these darling little zipper bags in there, and I really think these are precious and would make such a wonderful holiday gift. They are retailing these for $19.95, and I absolutely have the skills to sew one of those. So our next tutorial is going to be a little zipper pouch inspired by the LL Bean pouch there. And this is the fabric I've selected for the interior. This will be the top of the pouch, and then this beautiful faux gray leather is going to be the bottom of the pouch there, and it will have a zipper top. So I am working on that next. Very excited for that as well. And the little zipper pouch will match the little chapstick holders as well, so that could be a nice little set. So keep that in mind. And then I also want to remind everybody, now through the end of the year, I am drawing 6 lucky winners every Friday, and if your name is picked, you get to choose either my 21 project PDF, which is a bundle of 21 all-star sewing projects, or any 6 individual PDFs from my Etsy pattern shop. And this giveaway is in celebration of 6 years of Sewspire, and that giveaway has been going on since October. So please do check the past Friday vlogs to see if perhaps you have already won and you didn't realize it. So I will announce the winners at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that to see if you won. If you are one of the lucky winners this week, you will need to send me a Facebook message from the Sewspire group page so that I know you are actually you. And please include your email address, and then if you would like the 21 project bundle, or if you would like 6 individual PDFs, please list those out for me. I want to invite everyone to check out my Etsy pattern shop, because you might find other projects there that you would like to make and give this holiday season. All right, so congratulations again to all of our winners. I want to thank everybody for joining me. You mean so much to me, and in this season of gratitude, my heart truly is so full from having this experience here with you. I appreciate every single one of you that join me on Tuesdays and Fridays for the live chats. Even though we can't see each other, I love seeing your names, and I love just taking that little bit of time and connecting as a community. It won't be long, and my 12th masterclass will be beginning. The masterclasses, AMC we call them, is a Patreon exclusive benefit, and the next one starts the first week of January, and we are going to be taking apart a designer handbag so that we can determine the order of operations and draft a new pattern and craft something similar from material that we like, with hardware we like, and with the features that we like. So it's kind of a case study, if you will. This is different than anything I've done before, but it's going to marry perfectly with my existing design methodology, which really is centered upon functionality and order of operations. So if this sounds interesting to you, or you simply would like to be a part of a more intimate creative community, check out the link for the Patreon page down below. Everyone is welcome to join us, and we would love to have you regardless of your bag making experience. We have a really wonderful, supportive group, and newcomers enter all the time and have little experience in by the time they finish the session, they've gained that confidence and lots of new skills and inspiration and new friendships as well. So it's a win-win for everybody, and I want to make sure that you're aware of the opportunity. And then everybody else, I'd love it if you would join the Facebook group page. That's a wonderful free way for you to connect with other makers. And I also want to remind you that on Wednesday, we have our last Facebook group Zoom chat, and we're going to be brainstorming stocking stuffer ideas. So go ahead and join us then with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and we can catch up face to face. And then on Thursday, anybody who registered for the Patreon gift exchange, we're going to meet and we're going to exchange our Elfster gifts. I have mine in the box waiting over here, and I will be able to share that with you all next Friday and tell you who my Elfster was and what they gave me. It's such a fun experience. This is our third year doing the gift exchange. So that's one of the huge benefits of being a Sewspire patron, is there's 3 years of content over there that you can digest at your own pace, and a lot of exclusive content as well. Almost all of my master classes are archived on that platform, so it really is a tremendous value. And again, I just want to make sure everybody is aware that that even exists. So lots of ways for us to connect. I will be putting the finishing touches on the schedule for 2022, and there's going to be even more ways for us to build this beautiful community. So until then, as always, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I hope you all have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for sewing with me.